Okay, I will admit it right here and right now that this is nothing like the original, but it was inspired by a Jamaican dish called rundown. That's right, rundown. This, however, is nothing like it, but I've always said, be creative, use your imagination, and cook something. My son came for a visit today, and he had this on toast, and he loved it. So, there's some redeeming quality. First of all, I had coconut milk. That is really the basis of it all. My problem was I did not know how long to cook the coconut milk, so I had to guess. So what I did, into a pot I added 1 cup of water, and then to that cup of water I added 1 can of coconut milk. And then I had it simmered for about, I don't know, 35 minutes maybe. Maybe it should have cooked a little longer. Now here's the thing. I would like the viewers to tell me where I went wrong in the comment section so that people in watching this video will read the comment section and do it right. Okay, next ingredient was a mackerel. This is a salted mackerel. You go to the store and you buy it and it comes out of a brine. So what I had to do, because it was already all salted, I had to cook it for about 10 minutes in boiling water just to get the salt out. And I did. After it was cooked, of course, I shredded it. Then once it's shredded, of course, I set it aside. See, the hardest part about this was trying to get all the bones out of it. I'm going to have to try to figure another way to use mackerel instead of use that mackerel because it had an awful lot of bones. So that set aside, I then concentrated on onion, garlic, Scotch bonnet pepper, and thyme. I used only 1 onion. I did use all of the Scotch bonnet pepper, garlic, and of course thyme. To me, this dish turned out to be very spicy. My son, on the other hand, thought it was just right. So, you know, it's all a matter of taste. I'm telling you how I did mine so that when you cook yours, you'll know how to adjust the different spices to your own taste. Okay, so after the coconut milk and the water simmered for about 20 minutes or so, maybe 25 minutes, I then added the onion, garlic, the Scotch bonnet pepper, and the thyme. I added all of that to it. Now, I have a funny feeling that had I sauteed the onion and the garlic, thyme, and Scotch bonnet pepper prior to adding it, it might have enhanced the flavor. I don't know. So, I'm just telling you how I made it. Once that was in, then I cooked it for another 30 minutes. I want to make sure that the onions were done, and I did cook it with the lid on. And then I opened it up, and then I added the mackerel. Remember the mackerel? Yeah. Now I added the mackerel. Once I did that, all I needed to do was to mix it well. By the way, almost all of the salt was out of the mackerel, by the way, when I cooked it for about 10-15 minutes. That was good, sort of. But once I added the mackerel and I stirred things around, that's when I really began to think about what I had done wrong, because it just did not look like the rundown that I had had in Jamaica. It didn't even look like it. I tasted it and it needed some more salt. So I figured this was a good time to add some more salt, and I did. And that was my adventure for today. Mackerel cooked in coconut milk with onion, scallion, thyme, and garlic. Once I was done, by the way, I went ahead and simmered another 15 minutes maybe without the lid this time. And then once that was done, it did thicken up a little bit, by the way, but it just didn't look like what I thought it should have. No matter. My son was here. He watched me make this cooking video, which I really appreciate. And I said, fine, would you like to try some? He said yes. So I made some toast, put it on some toast as an open face sandwich. And once I did that, voila, there it was. To him, it did not have enough Scotch bonnet pepper. To me, it seemed to have had too much Scotch bonnet pepper. As always, bon appetit. Please, please, please continue with your comments and your suggestions, and thank you so very much for watching my videos.